up, y'all? It's your boy Tone Merle. This is my partner Doug. Coming to y'all with kind of a different little format. We gonna hit on some current things that's really happening right now. We gonna cover, the Richard Sherman situation, Team USA, and the playoffs so far up until it's gonna be Game 6 tomorrow night of the finals. But kicking it off with Richard Sherman, Doug. What you think, man? What's going on with him?
I mean, did you see the video?
I saw the video.
Yo, you was kicking that. I was surprised that door held.
Can you imagine being some 65-year-old father-in-law that's 6'4", quarter, 220, come try to kick your door down, bro?
Yeah. I mean, it's just sad because, like, obviously, they showed before that he never been in no trouble before, so obviously this is something new. His wife said that he had been getting help, mental health issues.
Please, I hope they help him. I hope he get all the help he need.
But, man, it's just sad all around. Luckily, nobody was hurt. He just obviously dealing with some things. But they said the turning point was when the cops told him, like, you're going to be arrested. That's when he was like, yo, I'm not going down without a fight.
Right.
But did you hear the story about the officer who arrested him?
The takedown? No.
Beyond that, how they got him to calm down was the officer told him, hey, I valet parked for you when you were a Seahawk in like 2010 or something. And he was like, I remember you from there. You was as nice as could be, blah, blah, blah. And so that calmed Richard down. Yeah. He said they was talking about that, but even with all that talking and, basically like everybody was calm and cool. Once they told him like, we still going to have to arrest you, that's when he was like, nah, fuck it.
Right.
So, ran from the police, trying to break into the in-laws' house, trying to see his kids. I mean, it's just so much going on. I'm pretty sure it's more to the story, but at least it wasn't him beating on his wife's ass or something like that.
Right. And because the messed up part is, like, he put the father-in-law, again, even though he was obviously not in his right mind, dealing with some mental issues and probably intoxicated also. Mm-hmm. But the father-in-law, but they said Richard Sherman knew the code to the door, but the only thing that stopped that door from opening was the inside latch.
Yeah.
And the father-in-law was armed, man.
Yeah, he had the strap ready. But that's another thing they was talking about.
You can't blame him.
No, you can't, because a perspective I didn't think about was that if you're a parent, that was still his daughter who was in trouble.
And his grandkids.
Exactly, but they were saying, like, as a father, you're going to do whatever it takes to protect your daughter, and then that goes even 10 times for your grandkids. So he did what he had to do. I'm happy everybody showed restraint. The father didn't shoot him or do anything. The cops, luckily, they handled it well.
That could have went awry.
Yeah, that could have been real bad. So, but he's out of jail now. He put a statement out. He's getting the help.
Charges were dropped to misdemeanors instead of felonies also. So
okay,
that's cool.
So that's good. But do you think he signs with the team? Because he is a free agent, right?
He is. I don't know, man. I think he might need to hang it up.
I think he still has a year left in him. But the thing is, his court date I saw was August 13th. And I only remembered that because I know the Lions have a preseason game that day. So I was like, man, he's going to court while the season is just getting in the swing of things. I think if anything, he goes through this court thing, they knock it all out, and he might be a late addition after some injuries, week 6, 7, 8. That's what I see happening.
See, here's the thing. I think still, I would love for him to like Dallas. Yeah. I just think if he really is having mental issues and possibly CTE, I think he should just call it a career.
See, but that's the thing. Is it just what's starting it? Because a lot of times, for athletes, their only sanctuary is being in the arena, getting away from everything else and having all the thoughts clear. So he has to figure out what the problem is. If it's not sports related, then maybe it's best for him to try to get that one more year in. But only he knows. Just happy he can get some help. Switching off topic, but still staying in the same range of like athletes in trouble and domestic violence. I hate how the people handling Dwayne Haskins. Because
elaborate.
I mean, have you heard anything about it?
I heard about it.
With his wife beating on him, and man, we just live in a world where people will laugh. Like he was going through something.
He was the butt of the joke. He was the butt of the joke. You know what I'm saying? Like Now, if his big 6'6", 250-pound ass would have dropped on her head, then they would have been calling him a woman beater and all that. So,
yeah. So, but at least he handled it right. You know, keep your hands to yourself. Got the authorities involved. So, but it's just funny that when he got married, I remember before we were talking about what it would take for him to get back on track, and I was like, he needs to be focused. And a lot of times, you know, we talked about that. If you get married, you have a woman in your life. You know, I thought that might have helped him out, but hell, in this instance, he might need to move on to the next one.
And that's another thing about Haskins. Like, even though that's just allegedly we weren't there, but if his wife was in the wrong, the media don't care. That's just one more incident that involved Dwayne Haskins, and that's. But luckily,
I think this one hasn't been, that narrative hasn't been pushed. Once they put him in the right category, it's another incident. But I think with this one, I don't think it's going to be like negatively.
Right.
It won't lead to like if he's released, that won't be the reason.
Okay.
But moving on from one disappointment to another disappointment.
Let's talk about Team USA basketball, man. It is
trash.
Wait, Dub, let's be fair. This is exhibition games, guys. This is exhibition. We know. You know you're going to say this is exhibition. Nobody... We just going to give you our thoughts. Go ahead, Dub. Kick it off.
This is basketball. I don't care if it's exhibition or if it's for the gold medal. These are the best NBA well, that's the problem. We didn't bring our best. Because...
Whoa, who's the best? You can't help but the best opt out.
Should Trae Young be on this team? Where's Ja Morant?
Listen.
Where's
I wanted to address that, but I just wanted to get to the performance. Mm-hmm. What's the issue? Why? What's going on? I have some thoughts. I just want to hear what you.
If you're not okay to win this, I think you need to either overwhelm the competition with talent, which means bring A+ players, which they didn't or they can't because Devin Booker and Chris Paul and Giannis. That's at least 3 who could be on this team who are not going to be on the team, right?
Well, Giannis would be able to Greece.
You're right. My mistake.
But I understand what you're saying.
But yeah,
playoffs.
All the stars aren't there. All the top 10, 15 players. Maybe 4 are on this team? 3? Maybe.
Bron opt out, AD hurt, Harden opt out, Kyrie ain't go, Kawhi hurt, blah, blah, blah.
If you're not going to overwhelm the competition with talent, we can't do that, right? Too many people were injured, recovering, blah, blah, blah. The next step would be, in my opinion, build an actual team. This is just like if you're playing 2K. If you got somebody who's a dominant scorer like KD on the team, everybody around him needs to be either a rebounder or somebody who can fall off and pick and pop and get a 3.
But
open shooters.
But here, okay, I have one minor problem with what she said.
Go for it.
Not a big deal, but I just a little disagree. About the overwhelm you with talent thing. Mm-hmm. This team should still be talent-wise better than any team out there. Jason Tatum, it's not KD or Brown, but he's still probably better than about 90% of outside of a Luka, maybe.
That's true, but is he?
Yeah, I would take him over Luka. I'm just giving an example. But I'm saying, like, Bradley Beal is finished 31.5 scored points for the year. He's finished second. Like, he should be better.
But he needs to be able to do. He's doing that when he's getting all the shots.
No. I'm just saying strictly with the overwhelming with talent thing.
When I say overwhelming with talent, the best teams we've sent, the '92 team, I would say the 2016 team.
12 was it the 12 with Kobe and Melo and Wade?
Yeah, the 12 team. These were teams where
of the
15 man roster, you got 12 top, at least 10 of the top 10 were there. We can't have this year because of injuries and I mean, hell, this is a hell of a long season for even the people who finished. Man, they should have just went with a youth movement. I'm putting Trae on that team. I'm putting Ja Morant. Honestly, just because I feel like they can play these games longer than the people who are older. Like, if I'm KD coming off that injury, do I really want to continue to keep playing this? Like, him being there and playing surprises me.
But Dub, I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna keep it $1. It ain't even that hard, and it's 2 things. it ain't even that hard though, bro. They just need some semblance of a traditional. Drummond would suffice.
That's true. That is another thing.
Jared Allen would suffice
because everybody else is playing an older, like a typical 1 through 5 style of basketball that's catching up.
And they have that rule where if the ball touches the rim, you can smack it off.
Yeah.
DeAndre Jordan
He's shit like crazy.
Dominated with that rule. These guys they're not actual big men.
Because they were showing that, and typically like Durant's at the 4, and then man.
They just need a traditional big man.
Okay, but with Kevin Love and Beal going home, you saw who they just got, right?
Who?
They got JaVale McGee, and they got...
That's good. See, that's all they really need.
And they got another young forward. I can't think of the gentleman's name, but basically 2 forwards, forward/center. So it looks like they are going to try to do what you're talking about, because guards, these wings, they have a ton of those.
But I will say this. One of the other players they should have got since Bill did go home. Mm-hmm. One of the other players they should have got was that guy you said, Trae Young. They need a point guard that could distribute.
Yeah.
They got obviously, Lillard is one of the best point guards of all time, but he's not a distributor.
Yeah, just have a pure point who can just all the best talent. He can distribute.
And Trae Young is more of a scorer, but you guys saw the playoffs. He's getting 9 and 12 and 13 assists with those points. They need somebody who can actually distribute the ball, a traditional big man, and they would dominate, I feel.
I mean, plus, it's so many of the top NBA talent who wouldn't be playing for Team USA. It's crazy. Like Luka, one of the best. He wouldn't be playing. Like you said Giannis before. Yeah, I mean the world is catching up, so it's not gonna be easy anymore. But they got to do better than this. Okay,
and let's take it to the last subject. Just this whole playoff run so far, like hella injuries.
I thought about that. I need to do the research on it. But when was the last time you had a champion who battled through East West, got to the finals and won, and there wasn't a team they played who had a major injury? Because even like with the Lakers last year, they played, but when they got to the finals, the Heat lost 2 of their top people. This year, Chris Paul going through the West, Kawhi went down. He played a Jazz team with no Jamal. Jamal Murray.
Donovan Mitchell.
Jamal Murray was down before, and then
he Denver.
Oh, I'm tripping. Yeah, you're right.
But you're thinking of Mike Conley was hurt.
Yeah, Mike Conley. It's just I don't think we can use that as a sticking point for like tearing down the team anymore. Like saying, like people who say the Kawhi playing.
Yeah. I'm glad you said that. Go ahead, bring that up.
The Kawhi playing the Warriors, like it's just so much part of the game now, and I kind of see that clear now. But
okay, so you coming around on that?
Yeah, no doubt. I'm giving him his credit. Like if you get to the championship and you play and you win, you're not responsible for who goes down on the other team. Like it is a marathon to get to that point healthy and to win.
So go ahead.
Both teams here, hell, it looked like it was going to be the same thing this year with Giannis. Like I didn't think he was coming back from that injury. When that leg buckled and
that looked pretty
hyperextended, I thought it was over with. So for him to come back and score any points.
So let me ask you this: are we in agreement that Kawhi was averaging 38 and 5 this playoff run?
Mm-hmm.
Do you think they would have beat the Suns if Kawhi played?
I think so.
You think if Harden?
But I say that, and this is the same team that almost lost to Dallas.
You're right.
Which I called that one. I called Dallas upsetting them. It didn't work out, but man, Dallas.
I kind of think Dallas might be a bad matchup for them because they should have beat them. If Luka didn't get hurt last year, I think they definitely would have beat them in the bubble.
Yeah, Luka is. I'm off. Trae is amazing. Ja's amazing. But I think Luka's the dude. I think he's the one who's going to get the torch from.
That's a nice segue. That's a nice segue.
Brian.
That's a nice. I'm glad you throwing all the names in there. You set me up. You teeing me up.
But the GM, the management, they got to right this ship. Who works with him? I saw somebody talking about it, and it's so hard to find a second star because you need somebody who can score the points but doesn't care about scoring the points. So you need somebody who is, they're okay when they don't get the shots, when they don't get 20 shots. If they only get 12 this game. It don't look like that's Porzingis. He's already complaining.
Right, facts.
So it looked like he might be gone. I don't think they're going to run it back with him. I don't know what the next move is, but I think they probably go with another guard. Just have, I don't know, dope-ass backcourt, I guess.
But listen, check me out. How do you feel about this playoffs with, well, let's be quite frank. LeBron's not here. We're seeing some great playoff action from these young stars you just named. Ja Morant, Trae Young, Luka. All these new young names keeping the game alive. The league is not dependent on one player.
It's not, but
like they would like you to think. It happens
to everybody. You become the older person there.
Here we go.
No, it's not a bad thing. I mean, he's been blessed to be able to play these 18 years. He knows like his time is like he has less time remaining than he's playing, and they on his heels, just like you said. Ja, Zion, Trae, Luka. I mean, the league is going to be in good hands, but they're right behind him, and it's only going to get harder each year that he plays. If he plays 2 more years, 3 more years.
Yeah, you got to think like a Devin Booker in the 8 and only 22. And then the next tier, guys, your Kawhis, your Paul George, they upper so they in their middle of their prime. Mm-hmm. So the Greek Freak is on that level too. He like 28 now, so he like coming into that age where this is where LeBron was dominating at this. And you know what I'm saying? When he was 28, 29, 30, like this is where he was really going like crazy.
Exactly. So that's why I'm just hoping he can get one more championship in. All I want to see from Bron is one more championship.
You want him to go out with 5?
I want 6, but I'm doubtful. I thought this year would have been the year.
He was gonna be like 6 for 13 or some weird stuff. Okay. No, this is not a. I'm sorry, this is not.
No, it's slander, but it's okay. I want him to get one. If he can just get one more ring, and I want to see him play. Like if his son gets drafted, let's say like his contract. If I'm correct, his contract ends the year that his son is eligible for the draft.
I think so.
So I think that what he'll do is if his son is drafted by the Wizards. He'll just sign with the Wizards, come off the bench, play 1 year, traveling with his son, go out on top.
You think that's
not top, but
seriously, what you think that's you think that's a possibility?
I think he would, just because like I think he takes seriously like being a dad, being a parent, being there for his kid.
Facts, great father.
I think that he knows like 1 year. Well, if Bronny's able to do 1 year in college and then go pro, man, 19 years old, even if you're a rich kid, like that's still a hard transition into the pros. So I think that just as a dad. That would be cool to do. Like Ken Griffey, I mean, he wasn't a rookie, but playing with his dad, the back-to-back homers and stuff like that. So somehow, some way, I think he just wants to be in the league or with his son. His last year, his son's first year. I mean, but his son still has a lot to prove as far as being a top talent and doing all that. So
one more, 2 more things I want to touch on. Another byproduct of this NBA postseason. What do you think of all the things going on with Ben Simmons? How he melted down. Is the media fair? Is it unfair? The backlash, everything. You're scared to dunk. Trae Young, you're passing up shots.
I think everything is fair if you're commenting on what's going on the court. And
yes, on the court.
Everything he showed on the court was an inability to. People talk about killer instinct. People talk about the will to do it. And people not Bron for not having that, but this was completely. I mean, this was you're underneath the rim and you pass like I had never seen nothing like that before. I've never seen like true fear in a player on the court who's supposed to be a top player. Man, it's gonna take. I don't even think it's gonna take like on the court work. That's gonna take mentally sitting down with somebody and knowing like okay. What makes you behave that way? What makes you not want to take the shot? Or
you better call up whoever Paul George talked to last year after the bubble. It is my right.
Yeah, but that's the thing is if he gets that and then gets traded to a team could be getting a star and not have to trade much for him.
Oh man, if he fixes shooting or fix that mental.
Yeah. So if you're a team, man. If you trust in your staff and you know what you have, you say, hey, look, we'll trade for him.
Okay, let me ask you this. Before you finish. They said the Kings turned this down. If you're the Kings, do you trade De'Aaron Fox for 3 first rounders for him? Would you do that deal?
No. 3 first rounders? No, because they already have
Buddy Hield,
a budding star. He's on the cusp of it. Add around what you have. I'm not gonna. You're taking on the potential of something for what you have now, and then even if you get him, you don't have any first round picks to build around him. Like you would still need like that top 15 pick, 20 pick. That's what you need. So keep your picks and build around him. You got a guy who's again he's part of that young up and coming. It's just,
he is.
Who's watching the Kings game? Not me. Like he's a good player, but I'm not. He doesn't have the excitement that you get from watching Murad play, watching Zion play when he plays.
Right. So one more thing we gonna touch. Last thing we gonna touch on. What's today? Saturday the 17th will be Game 6 of the NBA Finals. It's tied up 2-2. Phoenix looked great at home. Milwaukee bounced back at home. Chris Paul did some suspect stuff. I love Chris Paul. He's my guy. You can't go out like this, Chris. You'll never sniff this again.
That's another mental thing, though. Whenever he sees that referee playing, is coaching him. He knows what's coming.
But like they said, that ref didn't play last game. Yeah. You're tripping over your own 2 feet and giving the ball up.
And that was a big moment, too. How do you see it finishing? I think that if the Suns don't take it in 6, I think they lose in 7.
Listen. You know, as long as you do, B, I'm not a Greek freak guy.
True. He's
showing me. He's proving himself to me.
Man, especially coming back from when that leg hyperextended.
He's showing me that he's one of the preeminent players in this game right now, and I think the Bucks gonna take it, man. Mm-hmm. But you know what? Honestly, it's all on Chris Middleton, man. I don't know what Chris Middleton I'm gonna get. I don't know if I'm gonna get the supporting role player Chris Middleton, or I don't know if I'm gonna get prime MJ Chris Middleton. If Chris Middleton can give you that consistent 30 ball with whatever Giannis gonna give you, they can win easy. I think.
I don't know, but it will be. I think good for people to see like a different team winning a championship. Seeing the 2 fan bases with the crowds outside the stadium is a bit crazy.
Yeah.
But they better enjoy it while they can, because I think that dead serious. This is going to be a normal off season. They're going to get the proper amount of time, proper amount of rest. Some teams going to be reloading. They talking about Dame Lillard going to the Warriors, which would be every shot would be a 3-pointer.
So I'm glad you touched on that. With a proper off season, you're no condensed season. They played more the same amount of less games, but in a shorter time span.
Yeah, exactly. So now it's gonna go back to less back to back. So it'll be hopefully less injuries too.
Right.
But people are gonna be reloading up. We don't know where. Is Kawhi gonna force his way out?
Is they on the outs? He don't gotta force it. He got opt out.
That's what he has his opt out, but he has another issue with the team's training staff. I think he might be gone.
You know how Kawhi and Uncle Dennis get when they feel something's wrong.
Yeah. Like you said, Kawhi, Dame Lillard, out east. I don't see too many things shuffling around, but man, you just never know. It's always going to be at least one surprise of this person is traded or opt out.
Can I throw out a wild hot take scenario?
Go for it.
This is just a wild Tom Rowe imagination hot take, guy. This is nothing. What if Kawhi opts out? And it was kind of like, you know how when you push your 2-week notice in, and you do it right, you can go back. What if Toronto say, hey, Kawhi, why don't you come back over here and compete for a title? We got the same roster. VanVleet's still here. Siakam's still here. Nick Nurse is still here. Lowry's still here. You're opted out. We treated you right. You came here and got a title. While she has come back, signed and 1-1. What do you think about that?
I think just because he won it, I don't think he was happy there. But
they didn't do him wrong. They didn't
do him wrong, but I just think he's like, he won there. I think he's over. But you brought me to something else, though. I do think he's going to go east because would you rather stay in the West and go against the Clippers again? The Lakers again. The Warriors are about to reload. Utah's still going to be right back at the top. Denver. And then
Luka.
Phoenix.
Luka.
Don't forget Luka. That's 4 or 5. That's 6 teams deep. We're already going. You go to the East.
The East ain't weak like that, bro.
You get past Giannis.
Bro, you see.
You get past the Nets. Who else scared you? That Boston team. They're about to tear that whole shit.
Bro, they are not tearing that ball. The Boston, bro.
Boston. Everybody on that team is tradable except for Tatum.
Bro, listen, bro. Philly, Greek.
Okay, Philly. We don't even know who's gonna be back on that team. I'm talking about who do we know for a fact.
So are you saying Kawhi could go back east and dominate?
I'm not saying dominate, but if he goes east, he knows at worst he would be a 3 seed behind the Nets and the Bucks. I'm saying at worst he can compete with them, but he picked the right team. He knows that. If he comes back to this Clippers team, is he gonna be better than the Lakers next year? Is he gonna be better than the Warriors next year? The Jazz next year? The Nuggets? The Suns? The Mavericks?
Interesting points, America. NBA playoff basketball. Well, it's another episode, guys. Thanks for sticking with us. Please comment, like, subscribe. Let us know what y'all think. Give us some episode ideas, some questions y'all want us answered.
Yeah, hit that DM.
Hit the DM. Follow us on Facebook. Go Talk 419 Sports. The YouTube. Subscribe. This is Tom Rose, my partner Dub. You good, Dub?
Peace.
Peace.